Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Tim Legler, along with our reporter, Allie LaForce. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. Taking a look at Toronto. Third best record here in the early going. And, of course, there's the Celtics. 3.5 back.
Well, I think for Toronto, they had pressure on them coming into the season. A lot of people were picking them to have a special year. And they haven't shied away from that pressure. They've embraced it.
Well, on paper, they certainly look dominant coming in, and that's exactly what we've seen on the floor. No one is going to want to face this team in the postseason.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The post pairing, Barnes playing alongside Pirtle. The guard spots filled by Quickly and Barrett. And it's Ingram in at the 3, the small forward. And for Boston, Pritchard and White are their guards. Dynamic duo of Brown and Tatum at the 3 and the 4. And it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Barnes sends it back. Ingram outside. Quickly against Pritchard. Driving inside. It's hauled in by Brown. Here's Boston now. In his relatively young career, Scotty Barnes, GA, has played a number of positions.
Well, he's so versatile. He can be successful at a lot of different spots on the floor. A glue guy you can plug in just about anywhere.
At the line for 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. We are really in the thick of the regular season now, Greg. You like what you've seen so far?
Absolutely. You can tell that everyone came to play this year. The game just keeps getting more advanced, and the skill level continues to rise.
And both free throws good for White.
And one of the responsibilities with being a great player is making free throws.
And Barrett slams it in.
Well, R.J. Barrett right there playing with an edge. I want to see more of that from him.
Outside Tatum. Shoots the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Now here's Ingram. 9 points last game out. Pirtle against Vucevic. Barrett wide open. He fired.
Nice.
Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Brown inside. He's covered by Ingram. Brown against Ingram. Brown, no good. The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. A 3 from Quickly, rebounded by Vucevic.
Well, it's early on in this one. Only one basket to speak of. There is time to start working together.
On the wing, Brown. Quickly covering. It's good.
Nice.
He's an absolute beast to deal with for the defense. Sometimes he can even leave you feeling helpless.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Thanks. Well, with a window of opportunity opening in the East, the Raptors are trying to make inroads. After acquiring Brandon Ingram last season, he's finally out of the bubble wrap and providing that offensive punch that this team has needed. The goal is clear. Ingram said it himself. They're looking to get back into the playoffs in Toronto.
Love that confidence. Okay, Shams, we appreciate the reporting. Here's Barrett. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Barnes kicks to Ingram. A three-pointer is right on target.
Well, he is more than capable of hurting you from the three-point line. Ingram knows how dangerous that shot is.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Some changes for Boston. Sam Hauser comes in for White, and it's Gonzalez in for Pritchard. And Toronto making a change here. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Tatum deciding where to go with it. Outside Gonzalez. Back to Tatum. Vucevic setting the big for Tatum. 4 on the clock. No good with the triple. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And Tim, an old school big man, Jakob Poeltl, still more than valuable in today's game.
Well, there certainly remains a place in this league for centers who defend the rim, rebound, and set screens. He might not be flashy, but he's a winning player. Well, Scotty Barnes is one of those do-it-all kind of guys. He can guard 1 through 4, and then offensively, he can basically do any job that's required.
Hauser finds Tatum. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Well, that is the shot he should be looking for. He's just got to hope for better luck next time.
Celtics have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Tatum's got 7 points.
Nice little finish there inside from Tatum. He is so quick to get up when he's near the rim.
Barnes the screen. Pass to Ingram. Takes a 3. Buries it from 3-point range. 6 points for him.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Up top, Brown. Dick defending. Releases from 15. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way.
And not the easiest shot on the floor. And Brown sticking with that one, showing his confidence.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And that one is good.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Brown outside. To the paint. Here's Vucevic. And Vucevic throws it down.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Celtics lead by 1. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And when you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what do you think?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
And they're also drawing off the energy from this crowd. It is loud in here tonight.
Toronto trailing. So for Toronto right now, Walter out there with Emmanuel quickly. Then there's Dick. And Murray Boyles in at the 4 spot.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup, which we expected, and this could very well come down to some big shots at the end.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thank you so much. Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic wants his team to be very competitive on the defensive end. He said, quote, covering for each other, protecting the paint, taking away corner threes, and making a team effort. Everybody's got to chip in. Back to you.
All for 1. Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. Pritchard with the ball. Quickly covering. Hayden's shot is off. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Pass to Dick. 3-pointer. Rebound, Boston. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost him.
Well, that's the big challenge. Teams tend to feel more comfortable at home for sure, so you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. That just didn't happen in this one.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. He's checked in for the Celtics. Garrett White comes in for Exeter. Barnes, he's checked in for Toronto. R.J. Barrett comes in for Grady Dick. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Barrett the pass to Mamu Kalishvili. And he lays it straight in. Mamu Kalishvili has got his second bucket tonight. And Craig, the way the floor is spaced now, how much would you enjoy playing in this current environment?
I'm lacing up my kicks as you say that. It would have been a lot of fun. But not only do you have more room to operate, defenders practically, they can't touch you.
And Toronto has possession following the three-pointer by Boston. Toronto working the ball around now. Quickly, a screen on Brown. Back to Quickly. Banked in off the glass. Quickly's got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Bounce pass Pritchard. Pass to Hauser. Here's Pritchard. Quickly covering, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, that'll give them something to think about.
Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for Walter. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Here's White. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes.
And you see the frustration on his face. He had a great opportunity there, and he blew it.
On the wing, Barnes connects from three-point range. Barnes has got the lead up to 3 now for Toronto.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And having starred in a 6-man role in New York, Tim Emanuel quickly has been handed the keys in Toronto.
Well, he certainly has, Kevin, and he's got the contract to match it. You talk about confidence and determination to prove yourself. That sums up quickly. Well, he's starting to get into a rhythm now after a rough first quarter.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And Toronto making a change here. Shed's checked in. While we have a moment here, let's reveal the teams that have been holding opponents to the fewest points this month. Number 1, the Celtics.
And they have really been focused on picking up their defensive effort, playing passing lanes, pressuring ball handlers, and trying to contest every shot.
Now here's White. 11 points for him in that last game against the Knicks in New York. But Trey, that one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Boy, it's a joy to watch Ingram as he's developed. One of the hardest working players in the game.
Celtics trail by 3. Now White, 5 points in the game. Kata, and that one is stuffed right through.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Well, defensively, you can't allow that in a game this close.
And that one's good, Barnes.
Well, Barnes plays with a real edge. It allows him to get in there and mix it up with the big boys.
Tatum wide open, he fires one. From outside off the mark. And Ingram has got the ball here for the Raptors. It's a 3-point game coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And in that one, they crossed the line.
I just think you have to place more value on your possessions. We see in this league quite a bit. The more wide open style can also lead to careless play.
And Derek White picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Emanuel quickly.
Barnes outside. Got it off in time. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. The Raptors out in front, leading by 3. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games.
They have a long stretch away from the friendly confines. We'll see what they're made of.
I will say, though, beating a team in their own house, sending those fans home upset, oh, I miss that feeling.
Man, me too.
All right, Phil, it's time to talk about that first half. How fantastic has Scotty Barnes been?
His selections is phenomenal. It's the kind of shooting night some people dream about, except for me. He's doing it in real life. You know what I mean, Ernie?
Yeah, I do. Efficient, effective, and making it look effortless.
Effortless.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. We're seeing a tremendous game from Scotty Barnes.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
And what more can you ask of him? That is helping out your team.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Vucevic is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Pritchard in at the point guard position. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half.
When Barnes is attacking the painted area, good things tend to happen.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
One of the areas where he has excelled all season long. How about 87% from the line?
And so he's able to get one of two. As we canvass the league and look at the landscape, some tremendous young talent on the wing, Tim. Who might be the best wing player 5 years down the road, say?
Well, I'm looking at Anthony Edwards right now because of the skill, the athletic ability, and then the competitive desire. I think he wants to be great. You'd also look at guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, certainly. And then you've got a guy like Cade Cunningham in Detroit, who hasn't even started to scratch the surface.
Boy, you've made a great list of guys right there, for sure.
And certainly Quickly is not afraid to attack that painted area if he sees an opening.
And so Boston again turning it over.
Come on. A chance to look at the stats for Jason Tatum. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up, averaging about 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And so much of what they do on offense depends on how he plays.
But that's right. There's no question he's not their only offensive weapon, but he is a key cog in what they're trying to do.
Ingram wide open. Misses the three. Celtics trail by 4. White down low. Barrett covering. Outside Tatum. Pass to Pritchard. Just 5 on the clock. Vucevic is screen on quickly. A shot by Pritchard, no good.
I'm surprised he missed that one. He is a dangerous guy to leave open.
And it's Ingram missing.
Yeah, just 25% to start this half. They're going to have to start getting higher percentage shots.
And White kicks to Vucevic. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Knocks down the 3 ball. Pritchard's got 6.
Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
Quickly the bounce pass. Barnes outside. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, he's got such a diverse skill set. Scotty Barnes can go off on any night, and he is rolling.
Oh, nice. And 1.
Down the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line. So it'll be Jaylen Brown shooting. It goes on Brandon Ingram. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Sam Hauser's checked in for White. The Raptors also with a sub. Dick's checked in.
At the line, shooting 1.
Brown no good on the free throw.
A fearless athlete. Jaylen Brown competes every single night on both sides of the ball. Something you want as a teammate.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Celtics trail by 3. And a player, Tim, who stuffs the stat sheet, Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, Kevin, he just has a great all-around game. But the thing I like the most, he's very unselfish. He will pass up a shot if a teammate has a better one.
And it's Barnes with the ball for the Raptors. Pass to Dick. There's the 3. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Vucevic is screen on quickly. Pritchard passes to Vucevic. Misses from short range.
Well, give the defender credit. Sometimes it's enough to force the miss.
And here is Ingram. Lets it go from 14. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Well, fortunately, as he searches for his scoring rhythm, they still have the lead for now.
Tatum a screen. Tatum on the wing. Over Barnes. Tatum no good. The Raptors have gone 3 of 8 so far in the 3rd quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Barnes kicks to Ingram. And the Raptors miss again.
But still, eventually, you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down.
Brown with it. Headed now by Barnes. Sweet touch inside from Brown.
And very early on, Brown learned how to finish through contact, an essential skill for an NBA player to master.
Toronto's gotten blank from 3-point land so far in the 3rd. Still 0 for 3. Back to quickly. Ingram deciding where to go with it. This one for 3. And it's quickly missing. Celtics have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the 3rd quarter. A nice 62% from the field. To the inside. And Vucevic throws it down.
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standard, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
A 3 from quickly, and that one released in time, but no good. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Celtics lead by 3, and we'll be back right after this. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. On the court for Toronto to start the 4th. We've got Barnes. He's out there with Dick. And it's Barrett in at the 2. Pass to Keita. And it's Mamu Kelishvili with the rebound. Raptors trail by 3 to the middle. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Now, Barnes really gets off the ground. He is just an effortless athlete.
Gonzalez with it inside. Here's Garza. Good D by Barnes. Down low. Dick in the corner. Hits it from three-point range.
Man.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite three-point shot.
Brown attacking Cada, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Cada's got it all tied up now for Boston.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And for the Raptors, they're shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Here's Shed. And that one's good. Barnes. And the Raptors lead by 2.
His efficiency throughout this game has really been something, and his team has been able to succeed in large part because of it.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Both teams deciding to change it up. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. Well, coach is thrilled with their three-point shooting, saying in the huddle, guys, let's keep it up. Continue to shoot it from deep. It's working. They've been on fire from distance so far.
All right, Allie, thanks. Boston trailing. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. And stolen by Barnes. Here's Shed. Vucevic defending. Barnes. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
Barnes so physical inside. He can beat you down there as well.
And the turnover again.
Oh, come on.
The Raptors making the switch here.
Substitution, Brandon Ingram, Emmanuel Quickly.
Here's Quickly. Executing to perfection right now offensively.
I mean, in total sync. Good luck trying to stop him now.
Yeah, he gives up a few inches to most of his matchups, but his ability to rise above always gives him a chance.
Now, here's Brown. Vucevic setting the pick for Brown. White outside. 6 on the shot clock. Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by Ingram. Toronto with the ball. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Brown with it. Picked up by Barrett. That one goes in.
So many big moments for Brown in his career. No sweat there.
Toronto leading by 4. Now Barnes for 3. The 3 goes down.
Man, he has been great in this quarter, really involved. I love how they're using it.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Richard comes in for Payne. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Now here's Tatum. From deep. The 3 is drilled by Tatum.
No stranger to the big moment. What a play there from Tatum.
Quickly against Richard. Barnes down low. Oh, that is a big-time jam.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
This is what the fans came to see. A lot of great plays going back and forth.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
And you can just see their confidence is growing.
Ingram with it. Picked up by Brown. With the step back. Shoots. Vucevic pulls it down.
Gotta knock down that shot. When you don't, you're letting the defense off the hook.
Outside Tatum. Takes the 3. 3. Good.
This is exactly why they go to him in these spots. These guys believe in his ability to come through in the clutch.
Ingram against Brown. Riddle with a screen on Brown. And stolen by Tatum. Quickly against Richard. Outside Brown. Vucevic setting the pick for Brown. Knocks down the 3.
You remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
What a
Nice.
big-time shot. Those are the moments you dream about as a kid.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. What do you think we're going to see here?
And usually you want to go for the 2-for-1 here to maximize the clock.
Ingram. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Keeps it alive. He parachutes in for the putback.
Look at that shot. Vucevic not afraid to carry the weight, so to speak, in a tough situation. The team knows they can rely on him.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Ingram against Brown, and he trains the jam.
Well, they really needed that one right there, and Ingram came through in a big moment.
And they commit an intentional foul. You see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Brandon Ingram, third personal foul, second team foul. At the line for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown. At the line for 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
A 3 and nothing but a 3 will do here.
Yeah, to tie it up, absolutely. Let's see what they run here.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
At the line for 2 shots.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Stepped up to the line, and he took care of his business and guaranteed the win.
So it's the Celtics picking up the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that'll do it, folks. For Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Jason Tatum.
PlayStation